Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we decided to record it something on a side and then post it for having the best experience and the best quality because our internet had issues last time. So in this video we wanted to talk about the idea of the union um, on a personal level, but also how reaching the union within the soul connections, it doesn't necessarily mean getting together in a relationship, because you will realize that you can have many unions with many connections. That's just definition, like that the union makes it means that you have achieved some kind of a peace within the connection, that you've achieved a balance, and you kind of gain the understanding, gain some experience through this soul connection. So that's just a brief introduction for that. Like, hopefully it will give you the idea of the union itself can have different types of manifestations. So sometimes it can grow into relationship, but sometimes it's just those issues are more complex, and it's hard to define one specific way what will happen to your soul connection once you achieve so-called union. So
Mhm.
that's just the introduction. Yeah, what do you want to add?
Hello, everybody. First, talking about this kind of like a sensitive topic, but we got this, right? It needs to be talked. Community needs it, and the new evolution needs it as well. As Paulina told you, we went to a lot of different connections before, and each connections improve us, or each connection show us area of personal improvement. But that doesn't mean it gotta be into a relationship. You're trying to be in the relationship, you're going through the relationship, but it fails. It may fails once, twice, three times until you're learning whatever you have to learn. Okay. Personal experiences to learn that, talking about on a higher level, you to be okay with or without it being the relationship to a point you living that freedom. As I mean, talking about codependency situations is in there. As Paulina said, it could be a lot of things. Maybe your things could be totally different. It doesn't have to be codependency. It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be that. I'm just giving you just a personal example out of here, but it's about you to personally evolve and be unified within yourself. Your personal union is matter for you, uh, because that balance that you're getting inside of you, those peace that you're getting inside of you, for it is you to achieve it. This is your goal. This is for you. It's not for somebody else. Been catching a lot of people doing things so they can counterpart or their soul connections could do some other things in there. Yeah, you're trying to do things, but there is no results because your goal that you are attaching there into it is the relationship. While I said long time ago, it's a not a relationship. It is a partnership, and that is one of the things that you should be mindful about it. Okay, you have this partnership, you have these connections, you have these things, but what is your purpose and what is that leading into it? And not always has to be leading into a relationship, because at some point the connection can be, exhausted itself because it doesn't have any purpose. And talking about this, I want to give you Paulina back because we talk about this, and she has some
Hmm.
nuggets and stuff for you. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted just to talk briefly about those situations in which, like, those dynamics that we can observe in those soul connections, that you can feel this intense attraction and there is like mutual interest in just maintaining the connection. And then there comes this point that people were really getting close to each other. And shortly after that, people, for example, start to run, or the connection just starts to fall apart. And normally people are not expecting, one person may not even be interested in maintaining the connection anymore. And another person will be surprised, like why it's just falling apart so sudden, so unexpected. So I think in this case, like it just kind of gives this example of the connection that it just served its purpose. You know, there was this energetic exchange that people have to have. There was this amount of healing for this specific soul connection that you had to have. You've achieved this balance, and your energies got back into the balance. But then, once those things start falling apart, like sometimes it can happen that it's for your own good. It's either you won't grow anymore within this connection, or what I've even thought, like based on my example, how I felt about it, it's the matter of protection for you. Because, for example, you are not ready to get to the next stage of the relationship that would still be balanced. Like maybe there was still some inner work you have to do. And with those examples, I wanted just to bring the example, like for example, if your personality is not ready to really fully commit to the relationship without the overgiving yourself or without being dominated by someone. So it's if you're doing everything fine and you just see that, oh, the connection starts to fall apart, and at the same time your intuition kind of like gives you this heads up that things are not the way they should be. Like it's even scary to think that relationship can fall apart, but maybe this is necessary. So instead of opposing that and fighting for it, just step back and see, maybe that's just how it's supposed to be. Maybe you have to have a work to do on your own, and the only purpose for this soul connection was just for you to retrieve this, the energy that you needed. Like sometimes we just need another person to kind of get back some parts of our energy, some maybe parts of the soul. Like it's still many different definitions how people say about it. But I think if the connection exhausts itself, there is you will feel a little bit like more empty than it used to be. Maybe one person is less interested in maintaining it, and it comes this to begin this imbalance.
Imbalance, and there is an imbalance, and you are striving for equilibrium. If you have pronounced it right in there, because he has challenges with that word to pronounce it. Either
It
they're
was
gonna
almost correct.
almost correct, equilibrium. All right, keep trying. Okay,
Okay.
I'm trying. Okay, it's all about to try. But you guys know what I'm talking about. As Paulina said, uh, balance. If you pay attention in what she was talking about, overgiving. But I also want to point out the other side, undergiving. If in your soul connection there is not this mutual understanding about equality of give and take from both people, both individuals, the one is going to be feel overwhelmed if there is a overgiving, and he's going to run away because it's too much for him. And the other person, basically, what's going to happen is that the other person will chase because he have not received back of what he gave. So talking about this leads to the runner chasers dynamics in there. But if you look at it, that experiences in there, those experiences, they're teaching you how to evolve. And when you don't overgive, okay, and you not undertaken, okay, you receive back equal amount of what it was, then you begin to find this inter relationship that is a not in a codependency. You have to give me so I can receive, and I demand from you you to give me so I can receive. There is no demands in there. Then the things is gonna be moving forward. But you have to learn. And if you didn't have the bad experience in a way, okay, don't take the bad, as I said, literally, for it. You have to look inside of you. Where is that leading you? And as Paulina said, some of the people can be ready for this going forward. Some other people don't maybe not be ready for this going forward, and they cannot moving forward. That doesn't mean that you have to stop. Okay, I will tell you something that Lindy Kaling said that a long time ago, and she was in that video of her red chair, and she's like, "Not put your life on hold," uh, in there. But uh, talking about this for it, you you need to look inside of you. Where are you going with this? What was the lessons? What was the evolutions with you? And keep on going. Okay, keep on going because at some point of time, of space, situations can happen for you. Okay, but holding on to something that's running away from union, that's something that's running away from a relationship is not healthy. If that it's you, you could be running away from a relationship because uh, there is some things inside of you that is. You can chasing our relationships because you are missing something that you never got. It's all depends on this, but don't mix it up that union is has to be with the person. Okay, a lot of the people mistaking that big huge mistake is this: when I'm gonna become with this person in a relationship, I'm gonna have a union. I ask you questions: are you in a union with your own self? Are you true to yourself? Are you ready, as Paulina said, like, yeah, you're ready for this, for it? Are you balanced? Are you in at peace? Can you be able to handle it, the good, the bad, and the ugly? And have you evolved to have this spiritual maturity in there? Don't think about it that like, oh yeah, I'm in a physical union, and there you go. I'm in all this union with my emotional body, my energy's body, my spiritual body, and so on and so on. Because if you're not, the physical union is gonna be no purpose in there. So Paulina has some other key points on that. Giving you
Mhm.
back to you the
Yeah, I
mic,
wanted to
baby.
add more um, about those situations that people are. I think this is a matter of maybe those belief systems that are around. You know, that people who are getting involved into twin flame connection. That's how the end goal is kind of promoted. You know that you will get into union with your twin and you will get and end up in a relationship together. So people may even have this very subconscious like drive for it because they kind of feel this obligation, you know, because the energies who are orchestrated all this divine, you know, it brought us together, so probably I should work as hard as possible just to get to this person. Maybe I have to do the work for both of us because he's a runner or she's a runner, they are not conscious, so I'm taking responsibility for both of us, you know, because that's how they believe they should act, because you know maybe they owe it to the universe, you know, because that's how it was orchestrated. So I think that can be also the cause of why people are so desperately clinging into something instead of just letting it go. You know, it's nothing wrong with that. It's just the only purpose for some of those connections, even like you can name it twin flames, but it's, I think this is just the whole kind of a basket. But some of them are just aimed for, you know, they come to you for you to kind of balance them out, to learn something from someone, and maybe just go your own way, you know. So it's just really, and it can be super successful union from this sense of you've kind of learned, you knew how to navigate it, it didn't cause you any distress, but in time, you know how you were engaging with someone, but then after this super intense period you kind of, you went each other's ways, because once you do that, like once you're able to kind of balance it out, each other's energies, you're getting an upgrade, you know, vibrational upgrade. So sometimes it just can happen that, you know, your vibrations won't match anymore because maybe you were shot way higher than another person because other person had some other blocks on the way, you know. So it's just, it's very hard to assess, you know, how long you can, for example, continue the journey with specific person. So I think there is no wrong or right way to do that. Like if it doesn't happen, that you cannot continue further because you kind of evolved and another person kind of stayed and decides to stay in this kind of lower, let's say lower level, it's okay, you have to respect that. But at the same time, this is your choice. Like what are you going to do with it? If you feel like this other person just won't grow with you anymore, there is no way. Sometimes that's your choice. I have to evolve on my own, so I have to detach from it. I don't have to chase it. I have to look up and just go further on my own. And then of course, like, we are getting matched all the time. You can just get another person who is more and more conscious as you progress with your consciousness. So
Okay, the word that I cannot pronounce properly, equilibrium, again, pops up for it. But uh, to catch up to you, baby, with this, it's so great that when the energies flowing and the thoughts are all but coming as it is. Uh, you listen at you find the energies that we are telling you that all this is preparing you for one thing, you to be okay with or without the person. You give the freedom of the person. She also mentioned something else that's crucial in there. This is a that like, okay, we're twin flames. That means that whatever happens in me happens in him. Whatever I can do this inner work in me, I can do it for him. BS. Okay. You need to understand that the personal inner work can be done only by the person. If you think that you can take that luggage, that emotional baggage, you can do this emotional work, and that's kind of like energetic, it can be passing to that person before he does it on his own. No, it's not. Okay. Uh, for those who are skeptical, go ahead and watch the Celestine Prophecy. Actually, I was talking about 3 days ago. They watched the movie here for it, but until you don't experiencing something personally, and this is why it's so crucial to understand twin flame is a personal journey of the soul until you're ready, until you graduate, until you mature, until you're ready for it. Okay, another key point I want to say about for it, this balance within yourself, that to be okay with or without, you give the freedom within a person to do his inner work, but at the same time you do something very powerful, guys, very powerful. Okay, you don't interfere. You don't interfere within your journey. You don't interfere within their personal journey. Most of those connections, they started up good, but they end up as a crap because of interference. Give the person space and time, and you dealing with your own BS at the same time. But you giving yourself a time and space to do it. That's how it's done. One of those key things that is giving you personal example, guys. Because we were seeing it through our comments. We see it, I've done this, this, and this, and my twin flame is da yada yada, and it doesn't do anything. He blocks me, and so on. Come on. When you get and learn it from the personal experiences, and there you have to have it in mind. Even at the beginning said, be mindful. You may be with your twin flame in this lifetime, maybe not. Maybe just learning, maybe just getting to know it. That doesn't mean you have to be something. But if you have to be, the destiny will make it happen. Okay? But the key point is you to work within yourself without any this understanding that as soon as I get the physical relationship, I'm already done my emotional, spiritual, and so on and so on unification. Okay, the physical union is the benefit at the very end of that journey, guys. Okay,
Oh, I
so
wanted to add, yeah, one more thing because it's I believe many people can have this experience that they have this kind of knowing because I will be with this person anyways. Like something tells me, and you know I will be waiting for this person. I won't be committing with anyone else because I know that's the person that was. I really don't judge anyone's views because I can see. We are everyone's on a different journey, and I believe when person says that I trust that's my twin flame. It's okay to feel like this, and it's okay to have this knowing, this inner knowing. But at the same time, you may have a knowing about something that will happen like 50 years down the road, for example. And it's just the evolution and all these processes, they want you to act from this place of a present. You may have some glimpses, some knowing, some intuition telling you one thing, but you always act on what's happening right now with you. Are you able to evolve, you know right now, not if things happen, when things happen, but just to choose consciously to evolve no matter what, like whatever the situation is. If universe wants you to get connected with some other individual to do some healing, you know if you're showing this openness, if you're receptive to other connections, other people who can come to your life to really make you this like better version of yourself. I think that's the key. It's just, I know it can be tricky because I've experienced that myself like several times. Like, oh my god, like my this inner knowing is just, I'm getting those very confusing glimpses, like who is who, and all these twin flames and soulmates. And but in the end, what I decide to do for me is just, okay, I act on what's presented to me at this present moment. Am I able to have someone with me, next to me, and grow together, without putting those projections, expectations, anything. Everything can happen in the future, but it's just really embracing whatever happens to you in the current moment in your life. However, you know whoever universe puts you together with, to join this journey, you try to embrace it. You try to do as much as you can. You both, if the connection is right, you will both benefit big times from it. But at the same time, don't put any expectations, any fears, anything for the future. Will be making this difficult to really reach the balance and reach this fulfillment within the connection. So I think that's an important thing to, it's okay to have any kind of knowings and intuitions, but don't let those projections or hopes or even those intuitions for the future to block your progress currently. you know so that's what I wanted to add, because I felt like it's important topic, because many people are noticing, this is my twin, and it's, I feel this, I feel bad about connecting with anyone else because this is my twin, and I have a sense that we're gonna be together. And it's very hard to go against yourself in those situations, but you can always find this another side to this. I still don't want to be stuck. Like, I want to do whatever I'm supposed to do with the energies, because you have to remember that you have access to all of those energies are around you that put you together in the first place. And once you get connected to them, like they are for you to operate with them and just help you to evolve.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, you open up a little bit more info, so I want to be going there. I know this video coming up a little longer, but that projection is in the future. That's interference. You putting energy in the front of the universe and the front of the future that hasn't happened yet. And then you skip the moment. But when you skip the moment, you're cutting the chain link. What is supposed to happen is according to your progress, as it were, to your evolutions, isn't there? and those expectations isn't there. They're well, I expected this would happen, but didn't happen. So today you're good. Next day is like I don't want to see my twin flame, right? You all go through this situations from with it. Nothing is inexpensive than the moment. It's nothing. Okay. But to end with this about it, I know like I lost a little bit my thought. There is so many things are coming up at the same time with it. But this projections that you have from within you, where are they coming from first? Okay, be real to yourself. If you want to have a real ending, helpful, healthy relationship, one thing it is to be real. But to do unrealistic things around future or unrealistic things that I'm not gonna do my job, but I'm gonna be focused on this person and have him do this. It's the manipulation process. Or the other side is like I'm gonna be doing his emotional healing for him, but he's not doing his emotional healing within himself. Then you're wondering like I did this through the connections, this and this should have happened, this should have the exchange, this should have been done. During the energies exchange, you exchange your consciousness at the current moment of time and presence at that time. That will triggers everything that you need to heal. And if you think that that connections in the future is going to work, yes, it's going to work if it's a sharing, if it is a collective sharing, if it is a mutuality sharing, and communications and to go in and be real. But if you're not real within yourself, okay, the one thing you need to be focused is be real within the real time of the presence of now. That is going to be solving so many things. It's going to help you to heal, and it's going to be help also to everyone that are within this. Living as a real personality within the real time. That is one huge, huge, incredible key that opens the doors to what you evolve in there. Okay, that's all I have. That's all I have for you guys. All right.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted the topic for now, but we're gonna come with more because it's
Oh,
just
but
open.
definitely we can
So
come
you
with
just
more.
open the box and it's just. I wish we could talk more, but we don't want to. Make this video super long. So
They'll be
stay
super
tuned
long.
for
Just
more.
stay tuned. We're gonna make some more, guys. All right. We love you
Take care.
and be love. Okay. Just be love and be real.